statute of limitations in California. What does that mean? Let's dive in a little bit deeper. All right, so basically, it's a law that limits the window of when somebody can sue you for debt. All right. California has some pretty short windows, right? So the limitations are tight. So they have some short deadlines. Let's talk about each one here briefly. All right. So you can have an oral debt, a written debt, promissory debt, an open debt, credit card debt, or a judgment debt. All right. Statute of limitations varies depending on what type of debt you have. All right. So one more time: oral debt, 2-year statute of limitations. Written, promissory, open, or credit card debt, 4 years. Judgments, 10 years. All right, first, an oral debt in California has a statute of limitations of only 2 years. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty short. All right, what is an oral debt? Really just sounds, it is exactly what it sounds like, right? It's just something that you agreed to out loud and there's nothing in writing. Be careful what you promise. You can be held liable for those, but only for 2 years. All right, next, a written, promissory, open debt, and a credit card debt all have a statute of limitations of 4 years. Again, that's pretty short compared to other states, but it's not really something you want to mess around with, right? So a written debt is really just a debt that you have written, like on a contract with somebody. Okay, a promissory debt, think mortgage. Okay, so this is a written promise to pay back money according to a certain schedule. Oftentimes, mortgages are promissory debt. An open debt, that's like a revolving account. Think in-store credit. Credit card debt, that's pretty much the basics, right? You have like a MasterCard or Capital One card or American Express, etc. Those have a 4-year window. All of those have a 4-year window. Finally, we get to judgments. Judgments in California have the average, which is actually 10 years. All right? Judgments last for a freaking long time. 10 years is a long time. That's why you don't want to lose this case, because if you do, that debt will become a judgment debt, and they can wait. They can collect on it for another 10 long, long years. All right? So judgment, again, just to be clear, a judgment debt is a debt resulting from a judgment. So if you lose a case and the judge says, hey, you owe this guy $10,000, that's a judgment debt, and they last a long time. And sometimes bankruptcy won't even wipe them out. All right? So keep that in mind. All right, so that is statute of limitations in California in a nutshell.